So we are joined here today with Bert Power and Derek Semerad from the MUN Students Union. So without further ado, I'm just going to throw it right over to you, Bert and Derek. And if folks in the audience have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or the Q&A, and I'd be happy to pass them along to these folks. But you folks can go ahead.
Great. Well, I'll get started. My name is Bert Power. I'm the Director of Student Life with MUNSU. I oversee the clubs, societies, and resource centers of the union, and we're here to speak on behalf of MUNSU. And it's so great to see all the clubs and societies that have already presented here today, and the groups that seem to have such a great volunteer infrastructure already in place for themselves. That's so awesome. So I'm just going to kind of be speaking on the student life portion. So as people know, clubs, societies, and resource centers are an excellent way to get involved and to volunteer and to get volunteering experience and to be able to work with other folks who have similar interests. I strongly encourage everybody to, if they haven't already been convinced by the wonderful presenters that have already been up here today, to check out the list of clubs and societies on the MUNSU website. To check them out. There are academic clubs and societies, groups interested in global philanthropy and doing general volunteer work. Sorry, I just gotta. Okay. I'm going to pass it over to Derek just so that I can just deal with this thing that just popped up for me. Derek, I'm going to let you take it away.
Hi folks, my name is Derek Semerad, pronouns he and him, of the Memorial University of Newfoundland Students Union. I am the Director of Campaigns, which means I help organize not only our volunteers, but members of the executive and members of our board of directors to make sure that we're fighting the good fight for students on a daily basis. As a member of the Students Union, most undergraduate students, let's say all undergraduate students in the province of Newfoundland, are also members of the Canadian Federation of Students, which is a significantly larger and interprovincial governing body that helps oversee and fund our activities. The Canadian Federation of Students NL has a few separate things on the go related not only to making sure that the volunteers of our union work well together, but making sure that students have the professional development and the socializing opportunities that might not otherwise be available. One of the big things that we're trying to do this week is make sure that students understand the fight for a living wage and how they can help out with that. This is tied together with 15 in Fairness, which is an ongoing concern not only in the province of Newfoundland, but across the country. There's going to be a webinar on that tonight, hosted by a good few people. Elise Stewart is a longtime friend of our union and a longtime organizer of our union, as well as Bailey Howard, who's the current chairperson for the Canadian Federation of Students in Newfoundland and Labrador. Kat McLaughlin, our current Director of Advocacy, will be speaking as well as Riza Umali and Mark Nichols, who are longtime friends of our union and longtime campaigners for the rights of international students as well as locals. As it stands, that will be a Facebook event streamed on Facebook, oddly enough. The other one that is coming up over the next few weeks is the Atlantic Skills for Student Organizers. This is something that the Canadian Federation of Students NL is doing in collaboration with the Canadian Federation of Students in Nova Scotia, just teaching people not only how one connects with other students to get stuff done on campus, but also how to understand what oppression is, how you oppress people, and how you can combat oppression in all its forms, how to properly appeal and lobby to different members of government or local authority, and a few different settings on how you can activate, educate, and organize on campus. But as always, CFS and MUNSU here for you, doing our best to make sure you can do yours.
Awesome.
I just wanted to quickly mention, just looking at the folks who have spoken so far and those who haven't spoken yet. I just wanted to draw attention to our resource centers, the MUNSU resource centers, which always do really great work. Our resource centers, our safe spaces and information hubs, and great spaces for folks who are generally marginalized in society, and these are places where they can get together and organize and do work and advocate on behalf of the communities that the resource centers represent. And people who get involved in the resource centers always find, or typically find that that community that's within a resource center leads them to other volunteering opportunities where they're able to kind of get a comfortable footing with the community that they feel safe in, and then they're able to get involved in events that are a little bit more outside of their comfort zone, and develop the confidence to be able to get involved in any groups and advocacy groups that are that interest them and are important to them.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So we do have a question on the same page as the resource center. So I'm not sure if you folks know this answer or not, but how many resource centers does MUN-SU oversee? And can you give a little description on what they might be about or what they might do?
Absolutely. So we oversee 7 resource centers. I will go over them now. So there's Intersections, which is a resource center for marginalized genders, and I think that it would be a disservice for me to summarize when they're descriptions that the groups prefer to use themselves. So I'll just read from them. Intersections embraces a diversity of cultures, ethnicities, classes, religions, ages, sizes, abilities, genders, and sexualities, and aims to provide a safe space for students and advocate for social justice. The center offers an extensive academic resource budget, workshops and training programs, crisis intervention, and empathetic personal support. They also offer free health products, condoms, lubricant, tampons, etc., and information on sexual reproductive health. And you can find them on Facebook at Intersections.nl, by phone at 864-4366, or by email at munsuintersections@gmail.com. There's the MUN Sexual and Gender Advocacy Resource Center. And so they're a volunteer-based center that aims to promote awareness and advocacy for people of marginalized genders and orientations, both among marginalized populations and the community as a whole. MUN Saga is available to provide information on anything related to sexual health and gender awareness, and can provide a wide range of sexual health items. They also provide peer counseling, coffee, and a chill, inclusive, confidential atmosphere. They can be found on Facebook at MUN Saga Resource Center at 864-7619, or at saga@munsu.ca. DISC, I see that DISC is going to be presenting not long after us, so I will not go too far into this, but I will read the blurb. DISC offers peer support for disability-related topics to advocate for the rights of students and raise awareness for these topics within the university and in the community. The center works to remove barriers faced by students with disabilities and aims to promote a more accessible education on campus. The Facebook page is MUNDisc, 864-7993, or munsudisc@gmail.com. The International Student Resource Center. The ISC ensures international students feel welcome on campus and have equal opportunities while studying in St. John's. The center and its team focus on bringing people together to embrace and celebrate diversity and culture. The signature annual events, including the International Student Recognition Awards and the annual Multicultural Show, there are many opportunities to get involved, and all are welcome. 864-2002-2002, by email at isc@munsu.ca, or on Facebook and Instagram at iscmun. There's also the Circle, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis Students Resource Center. Newly renamed, the Circle is a resource center for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students at MUN. It's a space for building community, advocating for rights, planning events, decolonizing and indigenizing campus, and learning about yourself. And they can be found at on Facebook at the Circle RC, or by emailing the president of Circle, Justin Tobin, at justint@mun.ca. Then there's the Student Older Than Average Resource Center. So SOTA. SOTA understands that sacrifices are often necessary to attend university as a mature student, and can offer valuable advice and support. providing a sense of community. SOTA helps mature students reach their greatest potential at Memorial University. You can contact them by phone at 864-2158 or by email at sota@munsu.ca, SOTA@munsu.ca. And last but not least, the Student Parent Assistance and Resource Center, otherwise known as SPARC. So SPARC helps student parents find their balance between family and academics and offers a supportive environment to relax in and meet peers while providing valuable information to visitors. If you have any questions or want further information, you can contact them by phone at 864-3484 or by email at studentparents@munsu.ca.
Perfect. Thank you, Bert, for sharing all that information.
And all that information can be found on munsu35.ca/resource centers.
All right.
That's a hyphen in between resource and centers.
Oh, let me correct that. munsu35.ca/resource-centers. Wonderful. All right. Thank you, Bert, for reading all those out. So for folks who are interested in getting involved with the resource centers here on campus, be sure to check out those emails. And we'll be sure to include MUNSU's website when we post this video later for folks who might be viewing later. But another question, where can students go to volunteer with you folks specifically? So you've mentioned a couple campaigns that MUNSU runs. So who would be the best person to contact for that? Or is there a space that students could go to sign up?
I can field that one if you want. One of the things that MUNSU generally does is help out other nonprofits in the town do the work that they need to do. For instance, over the summer, we helped out with the Indigenous Active Collective when they went to petition government at Confederation Building for more rights and more protections from overt racism in a lot of ways. We also managed to help out with the Black Lives Matter protest, and as always, with the Pride Parade and with the Peace, Love, and Pride Trans March. When it comes to what we're doing on a daily basis, the best you can do is share our materials and make sure other students understand what is going on within the university and without. But on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, it's best to follow our Facebook page, that is, say, at MUNSU35, to see what we're involved in over the week and how you can best help us with that. This week specifically, we are interested in people coming together to Bannerman Park to help the Fridays for Future crowd remind the City of St. John's of its responsibilities during this climate crisis and during COVID to meet the needs of the inhabitants of St. John's. Then on Saturday, we are getting together just south of the rooms to help plant some trees with a local nonprofit. James Din will be there, a few other people as well, and we will be providing MUNSU masks to all who are able to help from 8 to 4 plant fruit trees for a local garden. Over the next couple of months, we are looking as well into trying to make sure that the trans visual goes off on November 30th for the Transgender Day of Remembrance, in addition to a few other startup projects that will be going forward. None of which I'm particularly at liberty to speak, but there is stuff in the works trying to make sure the Indigenous community of Newfoundland has a place to go and people working with them to do what needs to be done. We're also trying to make sure that what students are on residence are looked after and provided for. And beyond that, we're just trying to respond to the needs of students within classrooms. Those having moved online, we're trying to make sure that within what committees MUNSU is a part of, we're trying to remind people of accessibility needs and how best to address those.
Awesome. Thank you, Derek. So you mentioned the Fridays for Futures happening at Bannerman Park. What time would that be?
12:30.
12:30 this upcoming Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So this upcoming Friday, for those who might be watching later, is September 25th. So check that out, Bannerman Park, 12:30 on September 25th. And one last question. You mentioned earlier an event that Kat would be at, Elise, Mark Nichols, and you mentioned finding that on Facebook. Would that be through your Facebook page?
I can provide you the link now, but it's part of the Fight for 15 and Fairness. We did just share it on @MUNSU35, in fact. 1 second. We did just release the info on our Facebook page there. The link is right here. I'll post that in chat, I suppose.
Perfect.
It is formally Students and Workers United for a Living Wage. It'll be live streamed through the Social Justice Co-op, but all the information you need is currently on our own Facebook page. The Saturday event I was talking about from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the Tessier Park Fruit Tree Planting Day. or fruit tree rather. I'll be passing that along the link as well. Feel free to drop over and meet some of the MUN executive and our highly committed student parent representative, Danielle Douglas, as she tries to campaign to make downtowns more livable and more kind.
Awesome. Thank you both for sharing all that information. This has been some really valuable stuff that you folks have shared here today. And I really thank you for your time and for being here, especially given your very busy schedules. So we really appreciate you taking this time. So I will throw it back to the audience to ask if there are any further questions. And Derek and Bert, I just want to check in and see if there's any last minute information that you'd like to share in your last 3 minutes.
Just munsu35.ca. Go check it out, and there should be all sorts of information, new and old. I would just spend some time poking around on that website. I'm sure you'll find something that will be interesting to you, and a place where you can reach out to express that interest.
I have a question. Bert, is there some sort of YouTube series we just spent a lot of work on trying to make sure students understand what's on the go with MUNSU?
That's our ongoing series on our YouTube channel at MUNSU. So that is MUNSU Services, and also our Welcome to MUNSU. If you missed our Welcome to MUNSU stream at the beginning of Welcome Weeks, we uploaded the individual videos there to our YouTube channel. Welcome to MUNSU. They should both be in easily accessible playlists on the MUNSU YouTube channel.
Wonderful.
Oh, one last thing I would mention there, CHMR, our campus college radio, is still active. If you are interested in learning how to run a radio show or perhaps get into podcasting, they are still a resource you can reach out to. They provide trainings, and they do have distance streaming opportunities, I do believe. But thank you, Lindsay, for your time today, and happy to tell the students what they need to know.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for being here. Folks, this has been the MUN Students Union. A really cool thing about the Students Union is that they actually oversee the Student Volunteer Bureau. So they are a very big part of why we're able to put this off here today. So thank you, folks, for all the work that you do and have done, and continue to do. And we've had lots of questions here today, which means that folks are interested in getting involved, which is awesome because we always need involvement here in the Student Union. So thank you both so much for taking the time. Again, this has been a wonderful session.